Hello students, welcome to the second part of our chapter Computer Software. So we have studied in our previous chapter that software is a program which consists of a series of related instructions organized for a common purpose that tell the computer what tasks to perform and how to perform them. And these softwares are basically of two types, the system software and the application software. The system software is a computer software which is designed to operate the computer hardware and to give and maintain a platform for running the application softwares. While the application software consists of programs designed to make the user more productive and assist them with their personal task. We have already studied in our previous part that this system software is of three types, is divided into three types. First is the operating system, second is the device driver, and third is the utility program. Now, let us discuss these system softwares in detail. So first system software is operating system. First type of the system software is operating system. An operating system, which we can also call as OS, is a software that enables a computer system to work. It is the first software to be loaded in a computer, and the operating system recognizes the inputs from an input device like the keyboard, the mouse, the microphone. It coordinates the display of output on the monitor, instructs a printer how and when to print information, and manages all the data and instruction in the memory and all the information which is stored on the hard disk. So operating system maintains everything from the input, the output, the storage devices, the processor, and this is the function of operating system to manage all these main functions of the computer. The operating system resides in the computer's hard disk, and when you turn a computer on, it gets loaded into the primary memory. So it is inside the hard disk, and as soon as you switch on your computer, it gets loaded in the primary memory. Now, what are the functions of operating system? As I have told that it resides in the hard disk, and when we turn on a system, it gets loaded into the primary memory, that is the RAM. So when each time you start your computer, the computer loads the operating system from the hard disk into the computer's primary memory so that it can be used, is called as booting. What is booting? It is the loading of the operating system from the hard disk to the computer's memory, that is the RAM. The primary memory or the RAM is called as booting. The operating system lets you give command to the system. It helps in giving the command. How? When you delete an old document or when you move a file from one folder to the other, we are using the operating system. Now next is, it helps the computer to run an application software. There are a number of application softwares, as we have told that the softwares are of two types. First is the system software and second is the application software. So this operating system helps the computer to run an application software like your word processing software or graphic application software or your spreadsheet making software, image editing software. So this is all facilitated by our operating system. And last is operating system acts as an interface between the user and the computer hardware. So our operating system is a link between the user and the computer hardware. Otherwise, the user, who is a user? A person who uses the computer is the user, cannot use the computer if operating system is absent. Now, this operating system is of three types. First is the standalone type of operating system. Second is server type of operating system, and third is mobile operating systems. So we have studied till now, we have studied the softwares are of two types, the system software and the application software. Then the system software is of three types, the operating system, the device driver and the utility program. And then this operating system is of three types, the standalone type of operating system, the server operating system and the mobile operating system. Now this operating system usually comes preloaded on the computer that we buy, and we can upgrade it also. So let us discuss the first type of operating system, that is the standalone type of operating system. This type of operating system works on a single computer or notebook or a mobile computing device. And the examples are the Microsoft Windows, the Mac operating system, the Linux or the Chrome operating system. These are the different standalone operating systems. So let us talk about Microsoft Windows. So this Microsoft Windows was developed by Microsoft in the mid 1980s, and it has a GUI, that is graphical user interface. GUI we have already discussed in our previous lecture, and there are a number of popular Windows operating systems like the Windows 3.1, Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows 2000, Windows Me, Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8 and Windows 10. Now our second standalone operating system is Mac OS X. The Apple's first Macintosh computer was released in 1984, and the latest version is Mac OS X. It is a multitasking operating system, but it is available only for computers manufactured by Apple. Now a third standalone type of operating system is Linux. It is a popular free multitasking operating system, and it also includes many free programming languages and utility programs. And it is an open source software, which means its code is available free to the public for use, modification as well as redistribution. And there are a number of different versions which have different looks and different features, like the Ubuntu, Mint and Fedora. Now the fourth standalone type of operating system is the Chrome operating system, which was developed by Google, and it is also a Linux based operating system and designed to work primarily with the web apps. A specialized laptop that runs on Chrome operating system is called as a Chromebook, and a specialized desktop with Chrome operating system is called as a Chrome box. Now the second type of operating system is server operating system, and this is designed specifically to support a network of computers, and the system in which this server operating system is installed is called as the server, and all the other computers which are called as the client computers depend on the server for the resources. And main purpose of this server operating system is to provide security, stability and collaboration. And there are a number of server operating systems, but the most important ones are the Windows Server, the OS X server, Unix and Linux. Our Windows Server is developed by Microsoft, and the second one, OS X server, is developed by Apple, and it works best in when the network is of Mac computers and iOS devices. The third one is Unix, which is basically used for web servers. And the last one is Linux. Linux is a secure, stable multi-user environment, and it is also used in web servers and supercomputers. This Linux is used in web servers and supercomputers. And the BOS, that means Bharat Operating System Solutions, is a Linux based server operating system which is developed by CDAC India. That means BOS is our indigenous server operating system. Now the third type of operating system, which is the mobile operating system. The operating system which is on mobile devices and many consumer electronics are the mobile operating systems, and it is used the most nowadays. This operating system is inside the ROM of our, this is inside the ROM, that is the read-only memory, ROM. It resides inside the ROM of our device, ROM chip, and it can support, this mobile operating system supports text messaging, emails, touch screen, digital camera, it has media player also, speech recognition, it has GPS navigation and browser, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It can support all these applications. There are a number of mobile operating systems like the Google Android, which is Linux based operating system designed by Google, and it has a number of features like the Google Play, which provides access to a number of apps and games. Then it has Google Drive, where you can save your important files, documents, your contacts. You can save a number of things on Google Drive. It has face recognition features. You can save your contacts and other informations on more than one devices also using this feature. Now the second operating system is the iPhone operating system, which is for the Apple for the Apple phones, and it the devices which it supports is iPhone, iPod and iPad. This iPhone operating system is compatible only with the iPhone, iPod and iPad, and it has a number of features like our voice recognition app, the Siri, and it has also iCloud, where you can store your calendar, contact, you can sync your mail also. It has iTunes to store and access music and ringtones and movies, and it has a Mac app for downloading other applications and softwares. Then the Windows Phone, which is developed by the Microsoft, and it has also a number of features like you can sync your photos with the SkyDrive. Yeah, and you can use your phone as a remote control. You can access music, videos, podcast, and it has also an app store named Windows Phone Store. Now the second type of system software is the device driver, which is also called as a driver, and it is a small program that tells the operating system how to communicate with the device. Like it acts as a link between the hardware in a computer and the operating system. Like we have a number of, because I have told that a computer is a system and it is a collection of a number of small devices like the keyboard, the mouse, the printer. So all these hardwares communicate with the operating system through the device driver. And each device has, like your mouse, has its own specialized set of commands, and this requires its own specific driver. So a mouse has its a specific device driver, the keyboard has its specific device driver, and when you boot a computer, the operating system loads each device's driver, and if that loading is not proper, then your device will not work or function properly. Now the third type of system software, that is the utility program, and it is a type of system software that performs a specific task usually related to managing a computer, managing its devices and managing its program. And on the basis of that, we have three different type of utility programs. The file management program, which has a variety of functions, like it displays the list on a storage medium, organizes the files, copies, organizing all the activities like copying, renaming, deleting the files and folders, creating shortcuts of files, is managed by the file management program. Second is the virus scanner. This program protects the computer against the viruses. How? By identifying the viruses and by removing any virus that is there in your computer. Some of the popular virus scanner programs are McAfee, Notion Antivirus, etc. And the third type of utility program is the disk cleaner. It searches for and removes the unnecessary files that clutter up in your system. It includes the temporary internet files, the deleted files, and the unused programs. So we have studied about the software, that it is of two types, the system software and the application software. This system software is again divided into the three types: the operating system, the device driver, and the utility program. This operating system is of three types: the standalone type for a single computer, the server type, which is for a group of or a network of computers, and the mobile operating system, which is for the mobile devices. Second is system software is the device driver, which helps the operating system to communicate with the different devices like the mouse, the keyboard, etc. And third is the utility program, which performs a specific task in managing the computer, like our file management, the virus scanner, and the disk cleaner. Now, the second broad category of software is the application software. So let's study the application software. Now, the application software consists of programs which are designed to make the user more productive and help him in doing his personal tasks. It allows the user to create letters, memos, reports, documents, PowerPoint presentations. It can create um, and edit uh, pictures. It can record audio, video clips, composing an email. So on the basis of that, on the basis of the function the user has to perform, this application software can be categorized into two types: the general purpose software, application software, and the specific purpose of application software. So let us first discuss the general purpose application software. Now, what is general purpose software? Suppose a number of people have to perform a similar kind of activity on a computer, like maintaining a specific record, or creating a letter, or making a PowerPoint presentation or a presentation. So they all require a general type of software to improve their productivity or to manage their work properly. So these softwares are available in a CD-ROM or DVD. These general purpose softwares are available freely, and in retail stores or on the web also they are available. And there are a number of examples of general purpose software like word processing software. Can you name a word processing software? We have already used MS Word. Then a general purpose software is a spreadsheet software where we can manage the personal and business finances, and it is a spreadsheet program where we can perform calculations, we can analyze data, we can present information in a more analytical way, and the example is our MS Excel. Then a database software where we can manage the database, and the example is MS Access. It is a database software. Then our next type of general purpose software is presentation software, and the example is MS PowerPoint. We can where we can which is used to create presentations in a more attractive way. And one more general purpose software is Paint image editing software, and the example is Photoshop. It allows the user to draw pictures, shapes, graphics, etc. So this was about the general purpose software. Now, specific purpose software. The specific purpose softwares are created to execute a specific task, like the web browser. Web browser is only used for searching on the internet. You can web browser facilitates you to surf the internet, and there are a number of specific purpose softwares like the accounting management software. It is required for the finance department to calculate the pay, account received, the money received or purchasing, to calculate the purchasing, creating the invoices, payroll, etc. Second is the reservation system, and this software is used for online bookings for trains, aeroplanes, hotel rooms, etc. Then third is the HR management. HR management software is it manages the employees information like the contact details, the employment status, the benefit detail, specific salaries, or the attendance. The HR manager can track all these using the HR management software. Then another specific purpose software is the attendance system. It is used by companies to keep a track of attendance of their employees. Next is payroll system. It is used to calculate the salary, bonus, overtime, double time of the employees. And there is one more specific purpose software, which is the inventory control system. It mainly processes, it mainly manages and identifies the number of items in a particular store, like in a supermarket, how many items of a particular brand are there, etc., etc. So these are all specific purpose softwares. So students, this was all about the different types of softwares. And nowadays, software suites are quite common. What is a software suite? Software suite is a collection of individual applications available together as a unit. Most common of them are productivity software suites, which include a word processing software, a presentation software, a spreadsheet software, and email application software. And what are the advantages of a software suite? First, it is low in cost. If you are purchasing individual applications or individual software separately, you have to pay more. But if you are purchasing a software suite, it will cost you less. Secondly, it is easy to use because all these softwares are they have the same platform, so they are easy to use. And third is integration. They are integrated, they are interrelated. Like if you have contact list, you can assess that contact list for the email, as well as if you can use it in your spreadsheet, or if you have to include it in your presentation, or you want to include some part into your Word document, you can utilize it because they all are integrated. So this was all about the chapter computer softwares. Our chapter is over. Thank you, students.